Okay, we're getting ready to begin. So,
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Walt Tobin, and I am your president. And on behalf of the faculty and staff at Orangeburg Calhoun Technical College, I'd like to welcome you to your orientation, but also welcome you to the college. We're glad you're here. Choosing to go to college is a really big step, and I'm glad that you chose us, that we have a lot to offer our students. We have a history of preparing our students for good jobs and great careers. And there's a lot that we have to offer, and I think that you all will benefit tremendously as you transition through your academic experience. The data has been very clear on students who attend an orientation, not just here, but at colleges across the country. And those students generally who attend orientation tend to fare better than students who didn't in terms of being able to successfully complete the semester, but also being successful in the classes in which they're enrolled. The faculty and staff are committed to providing a good, high quality academic experience for you. We've identified 10 behaviors that we have committed ourselves to living by. We're dedicated, we're enthusiastic, we're compassionate, we're focused on creating an environment that focuses on diversity and inclusiveness for our students. We are knowledgeable, flexible, respectful, patient, professional, and innovative. And if any of our faculty and staff don't live by those behavioral standards, you let me know, because those are things we have all committed ourselves to living by. The other thing is, you'll hear a lot of information today, and some you will hear over the course of the semester, but I think it's important that I share with you a couple of things. One, attendance is key. And if you aren't able to attend your class, you need to let your faculty member know and make arrangements to get the material outside of class. It's important to be actively involved in class, ask questions, participate in discussions. It's important for you to connect with your academic advisor. As we get close to registration, that's the person that can help you navigate classes and address any issues you might have, and also prepare you for the upcoming semester. And the other thing is to study a little bit every day. It's easy to get behind, but if you are practicing good study skills and good time management, you're bound to be successful here. Again, welcome to today's orientation, and welcome to the college. And I wish you all the best, not only in this semester, but throughout your academic experience here at OC Tech. And if I can be of any help or service to you all, please let me know. Thank you so much. Best of luck.
thank you, Dr. Tobin. Just a little bit about today for the agenda. We're first going to hear from some students and on what advice they would give any new students coming to OC Tech. We'll then go over a survival toolkit. We'll hear from campus police, and then your next steps. Following our 10 o'clock session, we will then give you a link to go to the program orientation so that you can hear from your individual areas. So first off, we're going to hear from our students. Today we have Paul Dolan. He's an associate degree in nursing. He's the class representative. He is a former FFA state officer, and he pilot tested our College 101 class. Then we'll hear from Journey Jenkins. She is currently taking classes at Winthrop, and she's here for the summer working down in admissions. So she's here taking classes during the summer, and she also participated in our early college program. So first we'll hear from Paul.
So to start off, for a lot of y'all, you're either new students or you're coming back to school. And the way the college is right now with COVID and everything, you're having to wear your mask. And it's a lot different than what a lot of us are used to. Pre-COVID, everything was a lot easier, of course, but the resources that the school offer are still available, such as the Success Center, the library, the math lab. They're all still there for everybody to be able to come and use. and they're extremely helpful, especially when you're just starting out. Like you'll get stuck on things or you start struggling. It's better to reach out before you start struggling. That way you can get ahead of the ball, of course. But if you do find yourself in a spot where you really need help, the school has the tools for you to be able to succeed and move forward with your desired path. Another thing for new students and is just don't be afraid of your professors and your instructors, because they're here to make sure that you understand what they're teaching you and that you're able to further yourself along your path. And I mean, they can be your best friend and help you out, and just make sure you're reaching out to them when you need help. And just if you have any questions, I mean, it's their job to make sure that you're taken care of, and they will love to help you, because seeing their students, when they succeed and when they excel, they're going to do everything in their power to help you. And then how does OC Tech prepare you for the workforce, especially in like health science and the nursing field? You have a lot of clinicals. I know in a lot of the other programs, you have a lot of hands-on. You're able to work with people outside of the school as well. A lot of programs will bring in speakers, let you kind of see what goes on in the day-to-day workforce outside of the normal classroom. Learn A, B, and C. You get to actually see how it's applied on a day-to-day basis. And then there's tons of job fairs, educational opportunities that the school brings in, groups and different resources to be able to show what they do on a day-to-day basis, because not everything's the same and everybody offers something different. And then with the college also, they help you set yourself up to succeed by allowing you to understand like what credits you need for bachelor's and what will be able to transfer to what college to help you along with if you want to further your education to a bachelor's, and then go from there as well. And for me, this is my actual third time back in school. The first time, whenever I was a true freshman, I slacked off. I didn't study. I definitely didn't use my resources. And coming back to school it's been a whirlwind where I've taken that knowledge of what my shortcomings were and be able to turn it around. With the nursing program, I really started to struggle, and actually we had the opportunity to work with some of the tutors with the Student Success Center, and I mean, my grades improved by 15, 20 points almost immediately, just because of using that resource and the additional help and getting someone else's opinion, as well as my instructors, just kind of help bring it up to where I needed to be. And a great thing about college is you can make friendships that will last a lifetime, and you can establish study groups, and you figure out the people that are around you that, this is what they're strong in, this is what I'm strong in, and be able to work with each other and just kind of help better yourself. And it kind of also gives you that mental break as well from school, because it is taxing, and kind of helps you prepare yourself to keep going forward and, stay mentally and physically healthy. And then Journey is going to speak now.
Good morning, everyone. The biggest piece of advice that I have for new OC Tech students is to engage in your classes and don't be shy to speak up and get to know your professors. Even though this is all new, it is important to build bonds with the people that are here to help you. No one is going to know if you're falling behind or not understanding a certain topic if you don't ask for help. As we all know, we are in the midst of a pandemic, but education doesn't stop, and we have to adapt to doing things virtually, like tutoring. It was hard for me to adjust to the virtual aspects of education, but like everything else, it takes time and determination. OC Tech helped me to prepare for college by putting me ahead of some of my peers. Although this is only my second year at Winthrop, I am considered a junior because of my early college credits that transferred, which helped me be ahead of the game. It is very important to take these classes seriously because they will help in the long run. In addition to giving me more credits, it also helped me gain leverage with my GPA, because when I went to college, I had a GPA already established. My school also allows students to choose classes based on the number of credits, so I got to register for my classes ahead of some of my other peers. One thing that I wish I would have done differently or better during my first semester at OC Tech is make more friends with the people that I met here outside of the ones that I came to my early college program with, that I knew from my high school, because networking and getting to know people in the right places is very important. But you should enjoy your time here and make it work for you and get the most out of your early college experience and your college experience in general. The time will fly by, but the transcript will follow you wherever you go. So take it seriously and show yourself and others what you're capable of, which is your absolute best.
Thank you. Y'all gave some great advice. So thank you so much for speaking to our students today. Next, we're going to hear from Dr. Davis on a little bit about survival and a survival toolkit.
Good morning, everyone. And let me be the first to congratulate you on the choice that you've made to attend OC Tech. Today is the beginning of an educational journey that will provide you with educational attainment and unimaginable experiences. So how do we get you from application to graduation? And that's a little bit about what we're going to talk about today in the survival toolkit. Those things that are that you will find to be beneficial to you as you matriculate your studies here at the college. In fact, some of the services that we provide to students you're already familiar with. You may have used some of these services already, but we wanted to at least highlight those things that we do in student services, because if you haven't used them already, there may be some opportunities for you to use them in the future. With our registrar's office, typically after the start of classes, if there are changes that are needed to your schedule, you're working with individuals in our registrar's office to make those schedule changes for you. If there are changes in any of your demographic information, address, email, telephone number, it is again the registrar's office that is tasked with making those changes for you in our system. And financial aid, we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a few minutes, but the financial aid office provides those students with some valuable financial resources that will help them offset their out-of-pocket expenses. To know that you are attending orientation today indicates that you have already been advised by one of our advising center success coaches. You have a schedule and you're ready for the start of classes on Monday. Career services, you may not have used those just yet, but do know that we do offer career services on campus, whether it's critiquing a resume, helping you prep for interviews that you may have, just a few of those services, as well as hosting career fairs where we are giving you an opportunity to meet with employers here on campus. Counseling services is also a part of what we offer outside of the classroom. Sometimes it's just life that gets in the way, and we want to spend a few minutes kind of talking about those things, or as I call it, peeling back the layers of the onion so that we can get to the heart of how we can make sure that we're putting you on a path to be successful. Disability services, sometimes students may need some accommodations for some of their classes, whether it is extra test time, etc. It is disability services that you'll work with for that accommodation. Student IDs, each student is given an OC Tech photo ID, and we'll talk during this session about some of the areas in which you will need to utilize or could utilize that student ID. And we issue those from right here in student services. We just ask and encourage you to bring a photo ID with you to prove your identity, and then we will gladly issue an OC Tech student ID to you. It's also valuable in the community because there are some entities outside of the campus that will provide you with student discounts, etc. So we encourage you to get your OC Tech student ID. Also, the testing center. We do have on campus a testing center. Some of you may have already visited the testing center here on campus or utilized their services virtually. Most of these areas that I just mentioned are located in the S building here on campus on the first floor. We've provided you with a telephone number, one single number that allows you to kind of tap into all of these services, as well as an email address, and that is askme@octech.edu. You'll notice that we put up on this particular screen, contacting us is easy, and we put QLIS there. There are links to QLIS on our website, and there is where you can make an appointment if needed to come in for in-person services, or schedule a time for us to call you back through QLIS. So those are just a few of the services that we actually provide. And again, we'll go into a little bit more detail about some of them shortly. There are 2 online resources, 2 very important systems, self-service and D2L. And those are 2 terms that we need you to remember. D2L is the learning management system. So there is where you will find course-related content, course syllabus, everything you need to know about the courses and classes you're taking are housed in D2L, which is our learning management system. And then the business side of things is in self-service. That's where you're able to see things such as your actual schedule, any financial aid that you've been awarded, look at your account balance. And even though D2L provides you with course grades, it is your official transcript, and that is housed in self-service. So remember, everything course related is going to be in D2L, and then things that are on the business side of being a student is housed in self-service. You can get to them very easily. Do remember that when you're accessing self-service and D2L, those 2 systems use the very same password. And we try to make it easy for you. You can access them by just going to quick links or student resources on our website. Within the D2L portal, there you can view your email. There is a student email account that you have. You can view campus announcements, and again, everything course related. Make sure that you sign up for our emergency alert system, because from time to time, there may be a weather-related closure or some modification that we're having to make to the regular school schedule. And we push that information out to you via our emergency alert system. But we need you to provide us with a mobile number or a telephone number that you'd like for us to either send text messages to or to call in the event that we're having to provide you with an update, particularly as it might relate to a change in our operational schedule. The other thing that's important for you as a resource is that as an OC Tech student, you get to download Microsoft Office Suite free. And there is a link to that in D2L located in the campus announcement section of that. And as you log into D2L, there are a couple of other important points, and we've kind of identified those for you here on this slide. The My Courses area is going to have the course related information, emergency alert, and then campus announcements. Remember that both systems, D2L and self-service, once you've reset your password, will use the very same password. This semester, as in a few of the past semesters, our courses are offered in a variety of different modalities, and we're going to share with you just a short video about navigating around campus at this time.
OC Tech is offering classes in a variety of safe and socially distanced formats. Students may choose face-to-face instruction or the synchronous option, which involves joining in at the same scheduled class time via your personal OC Tech is offering classes in a variety of safe and socially distanced formats. Students may choose face-to-face instruction or the synchronous option, which involves joining in at the same scheduled class time via your personal computer. Online and hybrid options are also available, with all classes having some degree of internet usage. Course options will be identified by section letter and number. Section 40 denotes an online class. Section numbers ending in S identify synchronous and H, hybrid. Hybrid lab-based courses will have an online lecture and weekly labs with face-to-face, hands-on instruction. See your advisor or an academic counselor to choose from the class formats that best suits you.
So as Dean Melissa Plummer indicated, we do have a variety of different modalities in which we're offering our courses. And the easiest way for you to identify the course type that you have and how it's being offered is to look at the letter suffix of the course number. For example, in the Accounting 10201X that we've indicated here on this slide, the X would denote that it's a flex class and it's taught at non-conventional days and times. And it does have an online component. In the Biology 21101H example, that H denotes that it's a hybrid class and that it integrates online learning. So take a look at your course schedule and paying particularly close attention to any suffix or letter suffix that's there so that you would be sure to be where you need to be on time and in class, present and accounted for. Who would have imagined when we look back at March 2020 that we would still be dealing with this pandemic in August of 2021? But we still are. And as we return to campus, we ask just a few things of you. One is that the college strongly encourages all faculty, staff, students, and visitors to wear masks. Masks are not required, but we ask and strongly encourage you to wear it, not only for your protection, but for those that are around you. And then we also encourage individuals to get vaccinated. Remember, here in South Carolina, everyone who is age 12 and older is now eligible to receive the COVID-19 vaccination. From time to time, you may find that you are not feeling well. And on those days when you're not feeling well, we ask that you not come to campus. If you are symptomatic, you test positive, or have been in contact with someone who's tested positive, we ask that you notify our office. We need your help in order to reduce the spread of COVID, and we're depending upon you, and ask then that you wear your mask, that you get vaccinated, and that if you become symptomatic, test positive, or have been in contact with someone, that you at least notify our office of that. You know, the songwriter says it best. Some people gotta have it. Some people really need it. What is it? Money, money, money. When you think of financial aid, that's all it is. But it's a process that we need you to start. A very easy application, the federal application for the free application for federal student aid, we typically refer to as the FAFSA. Currently, the 2021-22 application is what's needed because we are now in August of 21. That one application allows the financial aid office to determine your eligibility for aid for fall 21, which starts on Monday, spring 22, which starts in January, and summer of 22, which starts in May of next year. Now, even though we are in August of 2021, in just a few short months, the 2022-23 application would be available. So on October 1, you can begin completing a FAFSA for fall of next year. Do it early so that the financial aid office can determine what programs you might be eligible to receive benefits from. Grants, scholarships generally do not have to be repaid. That's what folks call free money. Work study provides you with an opportunity to gain valuable work experience while earning some spending money along the way. Student loans, we really don't like to promote because you have to repay those, of course, but from time to time, we understand that where there's not enough grants and scholarships, that some folks may have to take out a student loan. The Financial Aid Office will also award and determine eligibility for veterans benefits as well as tuition waivers. Your enrollment status and the number of credit hours that you take do matter. And the reason is some of your scholarships or grants or even a student loan may require a particular enrollment status. And if you look at something like the Life Scholarship, students generally have to be full-time in order to benefit from a Life Scholarship. If it's a student loan or work study, it might mean that you have to be at least half-time. And when we're talking about enrollment statuses, that's tied directly to the number of credit hours that you're taking each semester. So a student who is half-time has to register for and remain in attendance in at least 6 credit hours. If you're full-time, then that's going to be at least 12 credit hours or more. We ask that as you begin adding and dropping classes, that you please check with the Financial Aid Office to determine how that might impact your availability for financial aid. Again, there are certain grants and scholarships and even the loans that require a specific enrollment status. So we're looking at the number of credit hours, not necessarily the number of classes, but the number of credit hours that students are actually taking each semester. Remember, the Financial Aid Office will award you as much money as you're eligible for. Oftentimes we get students to the point right now of being able to cover their tuition because we are offering free tuition to individuals in eligible programs that register prior to, that apply to the school and register prior to Thursday of this week. In some cases, what the Financial Aid Office is able to award is more than enough to cover tuition and books. And in those cases, any excess funds then are refunded back to the student. So if you are expecting a refund, we share this flyer with you because typically the college has printed checks and mailed checks to the address that we have on file. However, this fall, beginning this fall, we have partnered with Bank Mobile, and they will be providing an electronic funds transfer to our students. We simply need you to go out and tell us what your preference is, whether you have an existing account that we are to get those funds deposited in, or if you're going to be opening up a new account through Bank Mobile. But whatever your preference is, that is how we will get those funds to you. We are quite excited about this offering on campus because it simply means that we'll be able to get you your funds much earlier than what the mail would generally have done for you. And we want to make sure that all of you do well academically, but we also want to make sure that you are familiar with your rights and responsibilities as a student. And we publish that information each year in our handbook. Our 2021-22 student handbook will provide you with some valuable information. The college is committed to maintaining a campus that is free of all forms of discrimination, harassment, and sexual misconduct. And policies or procedures governing that, as well as definitions, are included in our student handbook. If there are concerns that you have while you are matriculating and studying with us, we encourage you to certainly share those concerns. We don't always call them complaints. Sometimes there are complaints, but most of the time just concerns. But whatever they may be, share those with us. In our office, we provided you with an email address as well as our telephone number, and just know that my office is located in Student Services in Building S. So we do encourage you to become familiar with that. We don't have the student handbook today to distribute to you, but we will be sending out an email notification once that has arrived here on campus so that we can make sure that we're putting that in your hands. we are sure that all of you will do your very best, and we want to name all of you to our Dean's List or our President's List. And it's not hard to do. For our Dean's List, we only require a 3.5 GPA. For our President's List, a 4.0 GPA. That simply means you're going to get all A's and B's, and we will happily name you to the Dean's List or President's List. We do have several academic organizations that recognize you for your academic achievement. Who's Who Among Students in American Junior Colleges, as well as Phi Theta Kappa, which is a nationally recognized honor society. Additional information about Phi Theta Kappa, as well as our Dean's List and President's List, are also included in our student handbook, and we encourage you to do your level best. We know that you will get all A's and B's this semester and in future semesters as well. And we look forward to naming you to, or extending to you, an invitation to join Phi Theta Kappa. Now, we do need all of your work to represent your work. We know that we all have been taught to share, but when it comes to academics, we want it to be your work. One of the letters that we hate sending out, but sometimes we just gotta do it, is if you find that we have not been able to make all A's and B's, and we find that sometimes we have not actually taken advantage of the free tutoring services that we have here on campus, we will reach out to you and let you know that we have some resources that are available to assist you. Again, we want everyone to be successful. Sometimes what we find is that after the first semester or two, students haven't really been as diligent with putting in some study time every week as Dr. Tobin recommended earlier. And if your GPA is less than a 1.5 after the first semester or so, we're going to be reaching out to you because we want to make sure that we have taken some steps to remediate that situation before it gets a little worse. So we've provided some information to you regarding academic probation. Now we want all of you to get to the Dean's List and President's List. So we're not planning to send out any letters this semester about academic probation because we know you're going to bring your A game to the table. We do want your work to be representative of your work, and we've all been taught to share, but when it comes to academics, then we want our writings to be our work. Academic misconduct is a violation to our student code of conduct, and we'll have some conversations about it. More information is included in the handbook, but plagiarism, copying from another person's paper, knowingly assisting another person with academic dishonesty, or either falsifying information and citations. So make sure that when you are writing your papers and submitting information as your work, that it truly reflects what you are capable of doing. One of our support services that we haven't mentioned so far is TRIO Support Services. TRIO does work. It is a support program, lots of benefits for those individuals that are eligible. We ask that you fill out a short application so that we can determine whether or not you are eligible to participate in our TRIO program. Similar to some of the services that are in the Student Success Center, there's mentoring, tutoring, workshops, study skill enhancements, some additional financial assistance, et cetera. So we encourage you to certainly don't wait until after the first test. You can do it even now so that you are more likely to get an A or even a higher A when it comes to your academics. One of the benefits of getting a student ID is that we have partnered with the Salvation Army here locally. And we recognize that some folks still perhaps are not, their household income may not necessarily be at pre-COVID levels. And we've partnered with the Salvation Army and provide a food pantry there for OC Tech students. and you simply need to just visit the Salvation Army and present your OC Tech student ID. If you already have received your ID, just make sure that it at least has been validated for the fall semester and you are good to go. We are expecting great things from you this semester. Make sure that we are able to reach out to you. Update your contact information, email address, mailing address, telephone numbers if it should change. And remember to always check your D2L email daily. And we are sure that you will do your very best this semester. At this point, Ellen will come back and talk a little bit more about some other support services that we offer.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Davis. So we want to make sure that you're aware that also on campus is the OC Tech Library. It's on the second floor of Building B, and the hours for the fall semester are from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and they're also open on Friday from 8 until 1:30. You can access services for the library by stopping by, or you can check out their online resources. A lot of things that you can do. If you might want to check out their online resources. They have access to books, DVDs, magazines, journals. They're here to help you if you have research or if you need help finding anything. A lot of their resources are accessible online, so make sure that you visit their website. The librarians are available to meet with you if you need help with research, so definitely take advantage. There's computers and printing. One thing that we like to point out is 10 cents per page to print, but there is a printer that you can use in the library. You just need to stop by the bookstore to put money on your account before you come up. So definitely come by and see us. In the back is the Student Success Center. This is what I'm over. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm in the back of the library, but it's academic tutoring. There's access to test preparation. We have a resource room for biology and a lot of resources in our center. There's study rooms in the library and in the back of the Student Success Center. We do study skills and learning styles. So as you're adjusting to your first semester, if you find that you're taking a class and you're overwhelmed, definitely come by and meet with us. We can sit down with you and just kind of look at what are you doing that is working and what can you do that, that you can improve on. So definitely check us out. If you're wondering what the hours are to meet with tutors, it is posted on the Student Success Center's website. So all you have to do is go and look at it. We have online virtual sessions that are available. We also have a way for you to make appointments. Now we do accept walk-ins, so just stop by to see what we're about and we'll help you navigate all of the services that are available. We also have an online tutoring platform known as BrainFuse. So here at OC Tech, we offer a lot of services. And one way of meeting with the Student Success Center is we're going to help figure out what might benefit you or work for you based on your needs. We have tutors in several locations. One is in the math lab, and we also have an EDGE program that works with our biology. So we want to help you figure out a schedule and what's offered that will benefit you to be successful in your classes. So I look forward to hearing from many of you. Once again, like I point out, we're all across this campus here to help you during your first semester. The EDGE is a very popular program for biology to help you with one of our harder classes on campus, but there is a supplemental instructor who's there that opens up an area down in the R building to meet with you and to provide tutoring. So you definitely want to take advantage of that. We have student services like Dr. Davis has mentioned. We have our advisors and our instructors who are all here to help you, and they also, our instructors, offer tutoring on the side, so they're there to meet with you and help you to be successful. The Library and Student Success Center, and then make sure you take advantage of any academic assistance. So don't wait till it's too late. Like definitely look at how you're doing after your first test and then figure out, well, what can I do differently to make sure that I'm successful? So we're here to help. Just reach out to us, because the best way for you to find out what you need is to let us know that you have a need. All right, so next we're going to hear from Campus Police.
Hello, everyone. I'm Chief McFadden with the Orange County Tech Police Department. I'm going to give you a brief overview of who we are, what we do here. Okay. We are a fully functioning police department, meaning we sorry, I'm checking out for some film. But we are a fully functioning police department, meaning that we are just like your local sheriff office, city cop, and things like that. We have statewide jurisdiction. We are class 1 officers. We enforce state laws and OC Tex laws. We respond to emergency service, call for service, and we also do citizen assistance. Next slide. We report crime here by using this cell number, 803-682-3335. That's your 911 here. We also have an office number. It's 803-535-1336. We are hardly never in the office. We are very proactive. We are always on the grounds, making sure that you guys are safe, things like that. If you're in the parking lot in need of assistance, don't have a cell phone, press the button on the emergency call box located in the picture, the middle picture. Though they are strategically placed throughout the parking lot for you to get in contact with us. And if you're near a building, we also have the red box phone, as in the first picture. It's hard to see, but that's the telephone. You just pick that up and it contacts you with our services so we can get to you in need of emergency. We also have a tip line. That number is 803-268-2626. This line is designed for folks to leave us a tip without leaving any information on who they are. In the past, it's been helpful to keep you safe, and we encourage everyone to use it freely. Emergency notification. You get all your emergency notifications through D2L. You're going to hear D2L a lot throughout your orientation. You're going to get access to or get instruction how to get signed on to D2L to receive these notifications. But I'm going to briefly run through them through the next few slides. Once you log on to your OC Tech page, you'll put your credentials in and you will go to the email and preference setting where you can put your phone number in and an email address that you'd like to be reached on. Next slide. Next slide. Okay, parking. All students who drive to OT Tech campus are required to have a parking pass. You purchase those at the front desk where you pay tuition. They are $30 for fall, spring, and summer. That's a one-time $30 fee for all 3 semesters. If you're attending the spring, then you'll be charged $20 for spring and summer. And of course, our summer is $10. Student parking is located throughout campus. We have designated parking for students. I encourage you all who drive here to campus to get parking permits. That's how we ensure that your students are not, and we have eliminate the folks who are not supposed to be here. I don't know if high school students or adult education students are on this orientation, but if you are, your decals for high school students, decals are free with the purchase of decal from your high school. Just bring your receipt and you'll get a decal. Adult education student, your parking pass are $10. Student parking. Student parking is throughout campus. Basically, any place there's not yellow curbing or yellow paint on the curb or yellow writing on the curb, those are student parkings. Please don't park any of those reserved, faculty, police parking, anything that has yellow paint on the curb, you will get ticketed and fined. Definitely don't park on our grass. This is a picture of what our hang tags look like. They are interchangeable. You don't have to purchase one. If you drive multiple cars, just make sure you leave all the detail information on the registration card that provided to you before purchasing. To get a decal, you must have a valid driver's license. You must have an OC Tex ID, vehicle information, which is tag information, and make and model and things like that. And decal, once again, are purchased at the front desk or the information desk where you pay tuition. We are an alcohol, drug, and tobacco-free campus. That includes e-cigarettes or vape cigarette. We don't allow any smoking or anything like that on campus. Students who have smoked in the past or things like that, they typically leave campus. There's a healthy fine for smoking on campus, so I encourage you not to do it at all. Firearms. Firearms are not allowed on OC Tech's campus at all. If you are a CWP holder, you follow those rules and you'll be fine. Or if you got any questions, you can always contact me and we can talk about it. But firearms are not permitted on campus at all.
Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to tell you a little bit of information that you may need between now and your first day of classes. One of the things that you'll need to complete before your first day of classes is to visit our campus bookstore to get any supplies or books that you need for your class. Today is the first day that you can use financial aid in the bookstore. One thing that you will want to take with you to the bookstore is your class schedule, so you know which classes you'll be getting books for, along with if you plan on using financial aid or any scholarships, you will need your student ID. So if you plan on getting books today and you do not have a student ID, you will need to stop by Student Services first to get your student ID. The time period to use your financial aid is from we need to change that date. I see it's not right. The dates are from August 10th to September 2nd are the days that you can use financial aid. They are open this Friday from 8 to 1. One thing that you might see in your classes is something called inclusive access. It's e-textbooks or course materials that have been included when you pay for your classes. It's already covered when you pay for your tuition. Students are charged a course fee in addition to the tuition. So students that have inclusive access, if you're wishing to opt out, you actually have to do that through your class in D2L in the course content section. One thing that we do have right now, especially with COVID, is a required device. If you're taking classes at OC Tech, you need to have access for a required device. More information is on the website about what on the D2L login page of what the required device credentials are, but they are required for class for you to be successful. So we do have options that are available that you can purchase in the bookstore using any funds that you have on your account if you have financial aid or any scholarships. So that is one option that you can look at, or you can purchase your own. You just want to make sure that it meets the requirements for your class and for D2L. The library is available to help with questions. For computer assistance, please stop by on Monday, Wednesday, or Thursday. There's someone there that can help you with general questions with setting up your laptop, downloading Office 365, or any just basic technology questions. So take advantage of that service. Make sure that you check out the OC Tech website if you are trying to find anything on campus. There's a campus map. The academic calendar is on the website, and general college information is placed on the website and also in D2L. So you'll want to check announcements along with your classes to see what's going on. Financial aid information, if you need more information or have questions, there's a lot of information out on OC Tech's website for you to use. Just general academic information, and the student handbook will be posted on the website. So here's a little bit about next steps. You want to make sure after you finish, and if you're joining us virtually, you'll want to make a visit to campus at some point to take care of some of this. Those of you that are on campus, when you finish with your program orientations, you might want to take care of some of these things. So you might want to get your books and supplies. if you need to look at the required devices. If you do not have a student ID, you will stop by Student Services to get your student ID along with parking passes. We have a section in the S Cafe where you can go and fill out a card. You'll need a card to fill out to get your parking pass. So before you go, we do have some set out in the S Cafe, but you'll want to have your car information along with all of this filled out so that you don't have to stand in line and grab one and then go get it. So make sure you grab one of these if you plan on getting a parking pass today. Check your D2L. Right now, you want to make sure between now and the first day of classes, you are comfortable with D2L. So get in there, play around with it, look at your classes, see if you have any messages through your email or through your classes to just get prepared for your first day.